The Dragon of Dojima, better known as Kazuma Kiryu, legend of many areas in Japan and fourth chairman of the Tojo clan. Today, we're going to discuss how this dragon would fare and translate over to Super Smash Bros. For starters, Kiryu would be a fairly normal fighter, I guess you could say. Since he's a bulky man who can dish out some heavy hits, he'd be a heavyweight character. He'd have 2 jumps with no additional movement options. For Kiryu's gimmick, he would have what is known as a heat gauge. I'll give you a mock-up on screen right now on how it would look and work. It has 2 halves, a long blue one and 5 smaller red ones. With heat, you can do a lot of things, but right now we're only going to be discussing 2. Extending your jab and using heat actions. In order to extend your jab with an extra hit, you only need about 1 red bar of heat. While for heat actions, you must at least have the blue bar filled in order to perform them. Kiryu is unique among the rest of the Smash cast, as he has many different jabs. In total, Kiryu has about 4 jabs, and technically 8. Like all jabs, you must press A, but in order to end the jab, you must press B. It should be noted that all of Kiryu's jabs that aren't finishers aren't very strong like in the Yakuza games. If you want to do some real damage, you must end it. As stated before, if you have enough of the heat meter, you can continue this jab with one more powerful and brutal attack. Kiryu will perform a dropkick. If he hits you, he'll bounce back and land safely not too far away. If Kiryu misses though, he'll fall down on the ground and have to get back up. There's a bit of end lag for missing, but not too much end lag. A very swift kick taken from the rush style. This isn't likely to kill unless at a higher percent and near a ledge, but its speed and range makes it a perfect get-off-me tool. Another move Kiryu uses in the rush style. It's something similar to the Shoto's or Terry's up tilt. It's just a very swift and quick uppercut. Not actually a move Kiryu uses in any of the Yakuza games to my knowledge, but one I think he'd certainly use. Kiryu sticks out his leg quite far for a low kick, has a bit more end lag like failing the dash attack, but again, not too much. Once again, to my knowledge, Kiryu has never been seen fighting in the air, so I'm going to take quite a few liberations with what I'm doing here. Though tons of other fighters in Smash are never seen fighting in the air either, so this isn't much of an issue. Done in the same style as Mario's in air, he sticks his leg out and kicks. Very similar to his dash attack, it's a drop kick. You can kind of imagine it being like Mario's back air on a Shoto, but this time it's a fair. Just another move I thought Kiryu would do, a kick that swings over himself like Terry. It's actually very similar and can be spammable. A stomp that can spike pretty early, mind you. Not much else about this move other than it has a sour spot near the end of the move. Kiryu sticks his leg out far behind him and holds it, delivering a kick going in crescent slash motion. This is taken from the finishing move in Kiryu's summon from Yakuza Like a Dragon. Kiryu launches himself a bit forward in the air and delivers a clean blow with his foot. A reference to one of his moves in a heat action, Kiryu makes a bear claw shape with his hand and slaps upward. A move that hits just below and in front of him. It's a very powerful stomp. You're not likely to hit someone with this unless they're in close range, but when it hits, it hits. Since most of this moveset is based off the dragon style, Kiryu will pummel with his fist. He cycles between 3 different animations, but they all do the same damage. Kicks the enemy really hard and launches them away. Has a heat action version where Kiryu will slam the opponent on the ground and then stomp on them. Like every other throw, it has a heat action. For the normal up throw, he just does a simple throw upwards, but for his heat action throw, he slaps his opponent bear claw style twice before bear claw slapping them upwards. Kind of like a reverse of another heat action. Has 2 versions like the last one. For the first, he just slams his opponent to the ground. This next heat action is sort of the default in the dragon style, where you just stand still with the opponent grabbed. I don't know the name of the move, but I'll show it on screen like always. He just simply grabs his opponent and throws them over himself. For the heat action variant, Kiryu will pick up the opponent and slam them on a railing that instantly appears. A bit of my own move, I named this one Kiryu Punch. It's inspired by one of the punches Kiryu does in his Yakuza Like a Dragon summon. You can charge up the punch like Captain Falcon, but you can use heat to make it stronger. If you charge it up to the point where it starts to use heat, the Kiryu dragon will come out of his fist as a projectile. Depending on how much heat you use depends on how far it'll go, and it'll have some minor effects on damage and knockback as well. A full heat bar will essentially get you Robin's Thoron, but with a powerful punch as well. I like to call this one something simple, item grab. It's a little inspired by his beast style. There's 3 categories these items can be split into: small, medium, and large objects. Small would be something like plastic bins and smaller business signs. Medium objects would be be bigger business signs and bicycles, and large objects would be motorcycles and electrical boxes. When Kiryu pulls them out, he'll do an automated attack that doesn't require any input after the first. Afterwards, Kiryu can do 3 things with the item: swing them, throw them, or use heat actions. However, I've decided to implement the ability to throw objects above him. Small objects all use the same animations and movements as do medium and large objects, but some have different hitboxes and even slightly different speeds. There's a lot of extra things to note. For one, the bicycle can break into a half of a bicycle and then a bicycle wheel, which is classified as a small object. On the final hit of the electrical box, it shocks and stuns the opponent before knocking them away. Also, you can block with these items without taking any shield damage, but this will damage the item and lead to a possible break. The breakage of the item does not result in a shield break. The last few details are pretty simple. Kiryu can only ever have 2 items out at a time. Hitting dropped items damages them, and other characters can pick up items, however they can only ever throw them. My own move I like to call Rising Kiryu. It can be a simple uppercut move that'll only get you so far, but if you continue holding up B, Kiryu will use his heat to make his up B stronger and go higher. A full heat bar can get you some pretty crazy distance. If I had to give you a visual, a completely empty heat bar will only get you as high as Cloud's normal up B, and a full heat bar can get you as high as Cloud's limit up B. This one is called Tiger Drop. It's a down B counter. The less heat you have, the more damage it'll do. Despite this being a counter, you want to press down B just at the right time to do the counter, but the payoff is pretty worth it. If you activate it a little too early or a little too late and get hit, Kiryu will do a brawler style counter. He still gets hit, but he has super armor for a few seconds and hits the opponent back. Obviously this doesn't do nearly as much damage or knockback. A run-of-the-mill move, he slides back on with a kick. Kiryu already has this one covered in his series moveset. He circles around with a low kick. Kiryu has another unique property where he can grab opponents while on the ground. He can do 2 things though, kick the opponent away or throw them. Kiryu can also perform a heat action while his opponent is on the ground and he'll kick them. This will do serious damage. This is performed while pressing the neutral B next to them while they're of course on the ground. For Kiryu's final smash, I'm going to be blunt here. Kiryu doesn't have the best final smash material. I'm going to present 2 options here. One safe and a little generic, and one more interesting. We could either directly port his entire Yakuza like a dragon summon over, or Majima comes in like Cromwood in Robin's final smash and slashes the first foe he hits. Majima starts with saying, "Let's get him, Kiryu-chan." Kiryu just responds with, "Okay." The rest of it is Kiryu and Majima bombarding their enemy with punches, kicks, and slashes. Now for the alts. Kiryu would have 2 costumes. 5 alts for his Yakuza Kiwami appearance, and 3 for his Yakuza 0 appearance. Outfits 1 and 5 would be defaults, with 2 and 6 being references to Kiryu's sworn brother Akira Nishikiyama. Outfit 3 would be a reference to Shun Akiyama, one of the playable characters in Yakuza 4 and 5. Outfit 4 would be we'll say just an anonymous blue alt. Outfit 7 would be a reference to Kiryu's final opponent in Yakuza 0, Keiji Shibusawa. Kiryu's 8th and final alt would be his default appearance with his shirt taken off. I also had the idea to make Kiryu's heat aura different depending on the alt. Alts 1, 4, and 8 have a blue aura. Alts 2 and 6 have dark blue auras. Alt 3 would have a pink aura, and Alt 7 would have a red aura. For taunts, I'm giving Kiryu 4. Down taunt will give you the dragon taunt, right will give you the beast taunt, up will give you the brawler taunt, and left will give you the rush taunt. Now for Kiryu's victory animations. This first one is created by YouTube source filmmaker Sourcey. You can all thank him for letting me use his amazing animation with permission, of course. His name on YouTube is of course Sourcey, and his Twitter handle is SourceRabbit1.
Kazuma wins.
For the next one, you're just going to have to use your own imagination. In this second one, regardless if you're using the shirtless alt or not, Kiryu will have his back towards the screen shirtless, revealing his dragon tattoo. For the third victory animation, Kiryu slides on his knees towards the camera and points toward it, doing a pose. Majima actually has a small chance to appear in all of these victory animations. For the first, he'll just appear in the background doing a goofy dance. For the second, he'll stand next to Kiryu, also being shirtless and revealing his Hanya tattoo. And for the third one, he'll do the same disco pose next to Kiryu. I have a fourth animation here that I'd like to use, but Smash would never allow it. The camera pans down to Kiryu, who lights a cigarette and begins to smoke. I even have a Majima Everywhere version, where Majima lights the cigarette for him. This is where the moveset portion of the video ends. Did you enjoy it? This next section will be going over what content I think would come with Kiryu. For spirits, I'd have Haruka Sawamura, Makoto Date, the Florist of Sai, Sohei Dojima, Futoshi Shimano, Akira Nishikiyama, Shun Akiyama, Saejima Taiga, Tatsuo Shinada, and Joe Amon. I feel like the characters I've chosen would be most adequate, but aren't I forgetting someone? Anyway, everyone here has had some sort of major influence during the events of these games, with the exception of Joe, who's a recurring super boss in the series. Kiryu's classic route is named the Rise of the Dragon. It starts with Shimano as Incineroar, Majima as Majima, Shindo as Richter with a Killing Edge, Lao Ka Long, Jingu as Captain Falcon with a ray gun, and Nishikiyama as either a Shoto or his alt of Kiryu. The boss of this route could be Rathalos, but again, I want to throw in something interesting here. Kiryu's boss is supposed to be Joe Amon. The battle will start with you fighting Kiryu in an all-black outfit, and when you defeat him, a Majima in an all-black outfit will spawn. Once you beat him, the rat is over. For the stage, I think the Streets of Kamurocho is a no-brainer. How I think the stage could be set up is essentially a bigger version of the final area in the Garrick Mach stage. It'll be a long street with two platforms out in front of the Millennial Tower. The stage can be either set at day or night. Regardless though, the streets will be thriving with its residents. As for stage hazards, well... Let me introduce to you Majima Everywhere. During the match, Goro Majima, Kiryu's rival, has a high chance of appearing to kick some ass. How Majima works is he'll be walking down the streets of Kamurocho like any other person, and right before him he sees a brawl. He'll rush over as soon as he takes notice to start to throw down. That's not all though. Majima works like the Flying Man. Whoever beats him senseless in return will start to fight for you. For music, I'd have a remix of Receive You the Mad Type, Receive and Bite You, a remix of Baka Mitai, a remix of Friday Night, Pledge of Demon, Turning Point, Funk Goes On, Flirts with Bomb, a remix of Get Over It, and For Whose Sake. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. I'm currently in post-production. Everything's already recorded and edited. As you can tell, I don't have any other videos up right now really, because the end card only has my YouTube channel. I should have another video up in a month or so. I'd like to do another Smash moveset for Majima before I move on to a regular review. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if you could subscribe, that'd be great. Bye now!